Hello, the good news is ChatGPT 4 is released last night. Today I'm going to tell you that what is the advancement in the ChatGPT 4 as compared to the ChatGPT 3, because I have been using ChatGPT 3 and I have been using the APIs, I have been retraining the model, I have been fine-tuning the ChatGPT 3 model. So let's see that what is the difference between ChatGPT 4 and ChatGPT 3. So we have to look at the first thing we have to look at that the creativity of the ChatGPT 4 is improved much more than ChatGPT 3. And the amazing thing is that ChatGPT 4 also accept images as an input, but in ChatGPT 3 we have been using only text as an input, but now we can also get the response from the ChatGPT by feeding the images. And the most important thing which I really like it, because I'm working for the different companies and there was an issue by working on the limited words, a limited number of tokens. In ChatGPT 3 they allowed, on the best model of Devancy, they allowed only 4,000 tokens in ChatGPT 3 with the Devancy model, but now they are going to allow 25,000 words, which is really a massive increase in the ChatGPT 4. And we are going to work on the massive data, and we can actually get the summary of the massive data, we can analyze the massive data, and we can get the insights from the massive data. But in the previous version of 3 we were very limited with the contest, and we were not able to get the full insights of the data. All right, so we move next now, and that is amazing. You can see that in ChatGPT 3 how the completion was coming with the input prompt, but here is the output with the ChatGPT 4, which is more uh, concise and also very accurate, and there is anything which is not required. So that's more good. So you can see that same input, but the output is good here, and here is the same repetition, and the answer is not appropriate. Previously ChatGPT was 10th percentile, but now ChatGPT is 19th percentile. All right, so let's look at the research platform or for different ChatGPT versions. And there is an important thing which is really I like it. Like, a lot of people was discussing that the ChatGPT is not good for some kind of responsive, like which can be harmful. Like if you ask something about which is not actually good to get the answer, but ChatGPT was free to answer any kind of question. But now they just limit some of the answers. Like if we will be asking something which is not good, then ChatGPT 4 is not going to give the answer on that. ChatGPT 4 is 82% less likely to respond the requests which are disallowed. Also there are some safety and alignment things, and here are some of the built-in ChatGPT 4 apps which we can see here. And then we have very important thing, which is ChatGPT research. So we can see that how ChatGPT 4 performed. So they are here explaining all the things, like what is the performance of ChatGPT. I will be sharing the link below in the description of this video, so you can just go over there and you can read all the things in detail. That's very important. And also you can see that how ChatGPT 4 is performing, and it's approaching towards the 100% accuracy. That's good news. On different exams, how ChatGPT 4 is performing, that's amazing. And also there are some of the results and the comparison with the ChatGPT 4 with no vision, and also ChatGPT 3.5, which is the previous version. So here are some benchmarks, and they also shared the accuracies with the different charts. They are discussing about the few short learning here. And then Here is also the translations and their percentages, that how accurately it is working on different languages, and also visual inputs, how it work on the visual inputs, like to feed the image and we can get the results. Like here is an image, and what is funny about this image, describe it panel by panel. So you can see that it is talking about that why it is funny, and we can also see that why it is funny, but ChatGPT 4 is also explaining that how it is funny. So that's very important to understand that how accurately ChatGPT 4 respond by feeding the images data. That's amazing. There was no any option in the previous version to feed the image and get the prompt completion, but now it will be giving all the answers accurately by feeding the input images. So there are some of the limitations, as there was also limitations in the previous version of the ChatGPT, and you know that these softwares can never be same like humans. There would be limitations every time, but they minimize the limitations in this version, but still there are some of the limitations which they need to improve. And now we can see that what is the performance of ChatGPT 4 as compared to the previous versions. So we can see that its process the 80% accuracy, like in learning and in history, which is good, and in science it's perfectly working fine. In recommendations also 80% fine. But if we talk about the technology, that's like around 70%, and the code is also 70%, because ChatGPT 4 is not giving the good answer on the coding prompts. The accuracies on the adversarial questions, that's fine. Here also ChatGPT 4 is superbly working fine, and there are some of the things how ChatGPT 4 is correctly giving the answer and how it is not giving the answers, as because there are some of the limitations. All right, so here are some risks and mitigations. That is fine, that is always a case. So for the training, we can also use the APIs and we can train the model. So predictable scaling, that's amazing. And there are also other capability predictions and with their performance measures. So the evaluation is open source, so we can use it and we can try with the evaluation mode. And here is the offer ChatGPT Plus, which they are giving right now. By taking the service of ChatGPT Plus, we can access the ChatGPT at any time. But if we will not be using it, then we can't access it. And also, the main important thing is APIs. They are giving the APIs, so we can use the APIs. So this is amazing thing to use the API services of ChatGPT and do all your work in your on IDE. Prices they will be charging upon the tokens, because they charge token wise. On 100k tokens they will be charging this much amount, and one token is equal to 4 characters. Like if so, this one is the perfect example for a one token. This is not a one token, it will be around more than 2 tokens, because one token is equal to 4 characters. And there was a lot of limitations in the previous version, and the work was not doing fine, but now it will be fine because they increase the limitation of the context, and that's fine. I hope you like my video. Please subscribe my channel so I will be motivated, and I will be sharing more videos on ChatGPT. I will be sharing more videos by accessing their API services, and I will be doing custom trainings by using OpenAI, and I will be working for the different data sets, and that will be an amazing thing to understand and to learn more skills about the OpenAI.